Hello, everyone. I'm super thrilled today with me. I have a veteran in the music industry, and she is a renowned Bollywood and indie pop singer, as well as a composer and a live performer. And she also is the vice president of the Artist Fraternity NGO. Not only that, she's also been a TEDx speaker. So, there are a lot of things which she has achieved, and also even in the global format, she's really made her name. So it's such a pleasure to have Miss Shibani Kashyap with us today. And we're going to know a little bit insights on her journey and how she wanted to pursue singing as a career option and so forth. So, welcome, Shibani, to this episode of mine. I'm so happy and glad you took out some time to do this podcast with me. So, to begin with, Shibani, I want to know a little bit on your early life and your journey into the music industry. And did you always wanted to get into the music industry, or was there any other career path in your mind? Because it is a very competitive industry. So, I would like you to share your insights on that. So, over to you.
Hey Siddhant, thanks for inviting me on your podcast. And to begin with, Happy New Year to you and all
Yes, to you
your
too.
viewers and listeners. My journey in the beginning, I would say that, I've been a very studious kind of a person. Like I was a geek, like a, study geek, like with chashmas and short hair. And in school, you could never have fathomed or imagined that Shibani Kashyap will be, this girl will be like a, pop star or a rock star or whatever, performing on stage. I couldn't have fathomed it while I was in school. Yes, singing was my passion, you know. And I used to, how I really got into singing was, I used to sing in the school choir. Okay. And one day the lead singer of the choir was absent. And I was very, very young. I think I was in class 2 or 3 or something like that. I was very, very, very um, young. And I put my hand up and I had volunteered to sing
Okay.
the lead, to lead the choir. And I think from there on, I would say there was no looking back really because I was leading the choir. Then my music teachers in the school, they started training me and saying that, you will be representing our school in all the inter-school, Indian music and Western music competitions. So all that started happening and music obviously became a very, very integral part of my life. And I started doing, training of classical music also, Indian classical also and Western classical also.
Okay.
But I think coming from a family of I'm from an army background.
Okay.
My mom is an educationist. So I initially in school, I was thinking of becoming an IAS officer or joining the IFS. Or when I was in college, I thought that maybe I'll do MBA and I'll become a marketing whiz or something like that. But I think my heart was always in singing, is always in music. So I think I had to follow my heart ultimately. And so with all these school competitions, winning all of them, getting so many awards, winning a very big competition called the Sangam Kala Group, which is called the All India Vocal Music Competition, from which even Sonu Nigam and Sunidhi Chauhan and very big stalwarts have come out of that and won these competitions. So I think all these things were signs and symbols for me to just pursue music, which is really my true calling. But for me, education is also very important, Siddhant. So um, I did English literature honors in from LSR, Lady Shri Ram College in Delhi. I did my mass communication course also, which taught me a lot about how to excel in public communication, how to be a good public communicator. And later on, in as I became a TEDx speaker
Yeah.
and a debater, and I've been debating in a lot of debates, even now on television. When you have all the debates which happen on channels like Republic and uh, Z and Aaj Tak and all of that, I have been participating in those. So these things help me later in my life because I think it's very important to have a well-rounded personality, and also when you communicate with your fans and with the media, with the public. Uh, it's important to be a good orator. So that
Okay.
was very, very important for me. And that has really helped me out. Yeah, so that's what it is. I mean, the journey was, when I was in college, I started singing jingles. I started, I'm sure you've heard of Loy Mendonza of the Shankar Ehsaan Loy fame.
Yeah.
So he used to be based in Delhi that time, and he auditioned me for a musical. I got selected. I started working with him very closely. And then he said, why don't you come to the studio after college hours? Because we got, we we require voices to sing jingles. So jingles are basically, you know what jingles are. They're ad films where you
Yeah.
need a voice to sing and sell a
Yeah.
product. So my first jingle was a jingle for the solo cooker. Then,
Okay.
and actually before that also, I sang for the All India Radio FM signature
Oh,
tune, which still plays
yeah.
even after all these years. It was way back in 1996 that it was with my voice that in All India Radio FM was launched in India. It was a very big movement for India because Indian radio was not stereo; it was mono. So it became FM stereo radio, which is 24 hours, and my voice and my song used to play after every 1 hour. So, every 1 hour in those 24 hours, this jingle used to play. So I think, so initially I got a wonderful training and exposure to how to express and how to, maybe even sell a product through my voice, um, how to enhance your expressions while you're singing. Yeah, so that's something which really, really helped me out. And then later on, I got into albums. I did an album called Queen while I was still in college. And then after college, my very first album was with Saregama HMV, Ho Gayi Hai Mohabbat, which became a huge hit. And I guess since then, there has been no looking back.
And that's also one of my favorite songs. It takes me back onto a nostalgic memory every time I hear that song. So, kudos to you for
Thank
creating
you.
such an amazing melody. Also, I want everyone to know, Shibani has also won the Dada Saheb Phalke Award. She's won the Channel V Award. She's won the Stardust Award as well as the Sahara Sangeet Award. So she's got so many awards already. But you know what, Shibani, when you start a career, there are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of obstacles coming your way. It's not an easy decision, probably in the early years also of your life, when you have to make a decision and try to pursue that field. So, what are the kind of obstacles and challenges you faced, in your musical career and how you overcame them?
So, obstacles and challenges is an ongoing process. I mean, even now, even after having made a name for myself and giving super hit songs, there are a lot of obstacles. I mean, there are a lot of challenges I face. I would want to work with a lot of other music directors, lot more other people, but I don't get those opportunities. It's not easy. Like people don't pick up the phone, people don't call back, and people do. So it's still not easy. So challenges is something which really fine tunes you. It I would say it ennobles you. It also it strengthens you. It makes you stronger as an artist, as a human being, and uh, and then maybe you feel that maybe something is missing here. Maybe I need to polish my skill further somewhere here or there. Like that.
Okay.
So yeah, you just have to take the challenges in your stride, and there were lots of challenges. I mean, when I started performing with my guitar, so let me just show my one of my
Okay.
guitars.
Wow.
So my guitar has been my best friend and still is. Travels with me everywhere I go. And so I used to sing. I used to sing a lot of unplugged stuff. And when I used to sing on the stage with the guitar, a lot of people didn't accept it. The audience would say, "अरे ये कैसे बजा पाएगी गिटार? ये तो लड़की है." You know
Mm.
how it is. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about way back in the late 90s when I started my career. So uh, that time I mean, today the scenarios opened up so beautifully.
Right.
Like girls are rappers, girls are cinematographers, women are doing, they're astronauts, they're pilots, they're doing so much,
Yeah.
But a woman playing the guitar and then a woman composing a song, composing
Right.
music was just not acceptable. Let me tell you that.
Right.
So even from late 90s to the mid 2000s, um, everywhere that I would go, people would never say that, she's her super hit song Zinda Hu Main or Sajna Abhi Jao, which have won me
Yeah.
awards. People would never even acknowledge and say that she's a composer. In fact, like I remember having a conversation with you. Even you were not aware, right?
Yeah.
So, so a lot of people are not aware of it, or they want to close their eyes to it. I don't know why, but it's very clearly mentioned in all the credits that the composer is me.
Right.
So, uh, I think it would have been wonderful if people would have actually sort of brought that more to the forefront than the singing, because singing is great, of course, it's my passion, it's my
Yeah.
calling,
Yeah.
it's my everything. But when you compose a song and you make a creation, and when the whole world accepts it and loves it, and it becomes a runaway hit, then it's important to get that due also, because you are the creator of that song, you
Right.
know.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, so these have been the challenges, you know. Look, I mean, challenges are ongoing. Trust
Yeah.
me, it's something that I now feel that should not bog me down, because if you have self-belief and you believe that, you know, I can do this and I can achieve this, I will go through those challenges. I will be able to overcome. Maybe some challenges will bring, you know, no, I mean, something which is not possible for me to overcome, something will be, but you just have to follow your journey in a very enjoyable way. Like enjoy the failure also, basically.
What you said is so rightly said, Shibani, I think one needs to have a positive mindset in whatever they do, don't give up your passion, even if there are failures, still go at it, be the go-getter. So I think that positive attitude which you have has, where you are today, it says it also. Also, I want to know a little bit, Shibani, you just had a fantastic US tour, on the East and the West Coast both. What was that like? A little bit on that, if you'd like to share something.
So at first, I would say it was so fulfilling, so amazing, and you know, the exposure, the kind of things that you learn, and you make new fans, new audiences. You get to know the culture of these places, and also I have to come. The take back for me is, I am so proud of the Indians who are rocking it in all of USA. You know, Indians are just doing so well. I mean, all these shows have been organized by Indians there, who are flourishing in the world of IT, in the medical world. And this time when I perform for, you know, certain people who are the hoteliers, you know, and they're the leading hoteliers of a certain belt in California and San Francisco. So apparently, you know, when we were traveling by road, we saw so many hotels. They were all owned by these Patels,
Right.
you know. So, and then of course, I perform for a lot of doctors,
Okay.
and they are all Indians settled there and serving, you know, humanity so well. And the world, then in San Francisco, there are people, the world of IT, and in Pittsburgh, in New Jersey. So it was lovely to see the fact that, you know, I'm seeing Indians achieve so well, you know, in USA, and making such a good name for themselves, and they are providing employment to the world, you know, to like worldwide, I would say.
Right.
So that was my take back. And yes, I had a successful set of shows, um, and I really would love to go back in 2025 as well.
Right.
And there's so much to be explored in the whole world, I would say.
You're one person who's actually taken India to the global map, with your performances and, made such a big name outside India as well. So this is so nice to know and, so inspiring as well at the same time. So kudos to you for that as well. Um,
Thank you, Siddhant. Thank you so much.
Also, I want to know, when I see Shibani Kashyap 5 years down the line, where do I see her? Like, what is your vision forward now? What all do you want to achieve which you think you haven't achieved, or what is your dream? I would say, what is your current state dream right now?
So I'd like to definitely have run my own music label,
Okay.
because I have certain visions and, you know, certain the way that I want to curate the kind of music that I want to do. I want to do devotional music in a very global sort of a way. So I really, really would. I think 5 years from now, I want to have a rocking, flourishing music label of my own.
Okay.
So yeah, wherein I can collaborate with Indian and artists abroad and make it a very international sound. You know, that's what I'm aiming for.
Okay. That's great. Also, I want to know, like, today, the youth of today, they want to get into the music industry, but they don't know how they should get in, or, they have talent. Our country has a lot of talent, that. So, but they don't have the right channels or the way to move forward. What is your message to the youth of today, to the Gen Zs or the next generation? A positive message from your side and also to the music fraternity.
So, firstly, the youth of today, you know, Siddhant, I've been observing that they are very, very, you know, they're very tech savvy, right? So they should use that knowledge of technology, and because already, you know, today you can be your own label. You can release music on audio streaming platforms and YouTube just by yourself. So
Right.
you need to be a good creator. I would say one should be as original as you can be, so that you can bring something, special to the table, bring something different, and work on your USP rather than doing covers. I've been seeing a lot of new artists have been doing covers, versions, which I think has become there's a huge clutter of that. So I think to break the clutter, follow artists like Anuv Jain, like Prateek Kuhar, and so many, of that kind, which are totally, I would say, non-filmy music and doing so well across the globe.
Right.
They have such a huge following. So if you create music, you will create your own following as well. So create your own music, your own original music. Write something meaningful, which people can relate to, the youth can relate to. Maybe music which can de-stress the youth, because the youth is really stressed out. I can see there's a lot of competition, there's stress of studying, achieving, getting a degree, going out there and making a career for yourself. And music is a huge therapy and a great healer. So make music which can actually alleviate
Right.
your emotions and help you to calm down, maybe, or maybe even sometimes music can help you to concentrate and focus and become even more creative. So yeah, I would say the youth should be creative and original and be tech savvy, because your music can be on a click now, right? So
Right.
it's all there on audio streaming platforms.
What you said is completely true. Like even when I'm stressed out at work or any other place, I always go to music, as a stress buster, I would say. It just soothes me down, So I think it's such a
Yeah,
positive kind of energy which flows.
totally.
So that is well said, and I think that a lot of people, I would also, recommend that people who are facing stress, who has a lot of anxiety in life, who they can get into music therapy, which is a really lovely thing, I think, in today's time for
That's
sure.
a great profession to get into, by the way, because a lot of hospitals, a lot of doctors are now integrating music
Right,
in their routine to heal people. It's not just on a mental, emotional level, but even on a physical, cognitive level. So
right,
it really has so many benefits.
right. Also, Shibani, now tell me something. You recently performed also last year at the mascot launch of the National Games of India in Goa, and
Yes.
it was a very big day for you because you were sharing the stage with the Chief Minister of Goa and the Sports Minister. So, what was that experience like? And you would like to share something on that?
It was a fantastic experience because, there was so much of energy there in that stadium, right? And I got to meet some very amazing sports personalities like Mary Kom, like PT Usha, and so many of them. And of course, I interacted with the sports minister, with the CM. And, again, sports is a very important, enhancing the sports, the quality of sports, and is very important for the progress of our country.
Right,
Because the more sporty you are, you are agile, your senses are more alert and all of that. And I think it was fantastic to see the kind of variety of games, the variety of sports which was being held out there. So it was really lovely, and performing there in that buzzing energy with so many people, thousands and thousands of people. It was a great moment for me. It actually reminded me of way back in 2010 when I performed at the opening ceremony of the Commonwealth Games in Delhi, where there were 60,000 people in Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. And, I opened the show, and the show was closed by my very favorite A.R. Rahman sir.
right.
So, yeah, that was also like, it just took me back to that time, in fact.
Okay. Tell me something, no, in your early life, did you ever have a stage fright? Were you nervous while performing? How did you overcome those, things in your life? Because when you perform in front of such a large audience, it's not always easy, because everything is being recorded, everything's on camera. You try to, even if you are making a mistake, which the other person doesn't know that you are doing that. How do you manage in those situations? It's like very impromptu that you need to really act. So, how do you manage that?
So, of course, stage fright was there. I mean, my very first show that I did was in Delhi when I was a little kid that time. Of course, it was not a show really. It was my first performance in a competition. It was a part of a competition called the All India Vocal Music Competition held by Sangam Kala Group, and the judges were Jagjit Singh ji and
Okay.
Chitra Singh ji. Imagine. So the Ghazal maestro and the legend. And obviously, I had to be nervous, and so I kept my eyes shut throughout the performance. I didn't open my eyes for a second because if I would open my eyes, I would see that sea of people and Jagjit ji and Chitra ji sitting right there in front of me, and I'm like a kid, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I make a mistake? And looking at them, I know I'll not be able to perform. So
Right.
that was my first tryst with being on stage and my first tryst with stage fright. But I think anyway, so I came first in that competition, and Jagjit ji, sitting right there when he was giving me the prize, he said, "Beta, आप singer ही बनना और कुछ मत करना." So that was also another sign,
Okay.
when he said that. So I think when he said that to me, it gave me a lot of confidence. And by, when I started performing live as a Shibani Kashyap, started overcoming the fright, and now stage is second home for me.
Right.
And trust me, when the lockdown had happened and COVID happened, and there were no physical shows, I was missing it. I was so much. I was like, oh my gosh, as if something really big is missing in my life.
Right.
And when things started back again, I was like, oh, wow, I'm back home. So stage is second home for me now. Of course, I can't think of a life without being on stage.
Yeah. Truly, it's been such an inspiring chat. Whenever I hear things, such positive things from your side, and always like overcoming all your obstacles also along the way. So now I'm gonna do something fun. I'm gonna do the rapid fire round. We're gonna just you have to
So
really be quick, and just to know you more personally. So and probably the viewers also, would like to know something personally as well. So if you're ready to go.
absolutely, go for it.
Okay, great. Your favorite all-time song?
Um, my favorite all-time song is Autumn Leaves. It's a jazz song. I love jazz, so I can just sing it anytime. Even if my voice is bad, throat is bad, I can sing it.
According to you, the best singer in today's generation.
Undoubtedly, Arijit Singh.
Okay.
He's the most versatile singer with the most amazing expressions and emotions, and amazing. I'm speechless. I have no words. Arijit Singh is hands down the most amazing singer that India has seen,
Okay.
in this generation.
That I also completely agree. He's phenomenal. So yeah. Okay. So one current generation actress where you don't mind lending your voice, when she's doing a Bollywood movie.
There are so many of them amazing ones, but I love Alia Bhatt. I'd so love to sing for her.
Okay. Your current favorite read.
Read. Oh, okay, so it's to be honest with you, it's really been a while since I've read a book as such, but I used to be like a bookworm back in the day, but I really haven't read anything off late.
Your favorite cuisine, which you can eat 7 days a week.
7 days.
You can eat 7 days a week.
Oh gosh. So for some reason, I think I love South Indian food. So I can have idli sambar one day I can have masala dosa, one day I can have curd rice. I just love South Indian food.
And my last question would be, what is, according to you, the difference between the millennials and Gen Zs of today?
The millennials and the Gen Z. Okay. So I'm really concerned about the Gen Zs because they have too many friends like I would say online. They're like very device based, and they're totally glued to their devices, and their friends are all friends on Instagram or Facebook or blah blah blah, all of that. I think they need to get more organic. And millennials were definitely far more organic people, going for a run, going for a jog, or playing a sport, or just catching up. If you see the Gen Z today, if even if they meet, you see all of them with their phones. They're
Yeah,
totally immersed in their phones,
right.
right? So
Yeah.
I feel that the physical interaction, the organic interaction is missing as compared to what millennials have been.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a fun rapid fire to know you a little more personally as well. So guys, obviously we can't let her go without hearing her chartbuster songs. I'm super thrilled to relive my nostalgic memories again. So, of course, Shivani ji, I request you if you could sing two lines of "Ho Gayi Hai Mohabbat" and "Sajna." I'm a little greedy. I'm sorry, but I want to hear both.
Sure, 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 absolutely. Okay, so I'll start with the first song, which is Ho Gayi Hai Mohabbat, with which I began my pop music career with.
Okay.
हो गई है मोहब्बत तुमसे आए पलकों में ख्वाब बन के रह गए सर आंखों पर बड़े हैं एहसान तुम पे दिल में किया जो बसर हो मिल गई है अमानत तुमसे हो गई है मोहब्बत तुमसे
Wow, that's so cool. Yes, your voice is so nice. I just want to, you can just keep hearing and hearing. It's so soothing also. So, thank you so much for singing that. And of course, I want to hear the other one as well. So,
So, and now, as you all know, as you know, that Ho Gayi Mohabbat was the first song that I did ever as a pop singer. And then came my very first song in my Bollywood career, which was Sajna Abhiya, which I kick-started my Bollywood career as a singer and composer.
and if I'm not wrong, I think that's from Waise Bhi Hota Hai, the movie.
वैसा भी होता है part 2.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Correct, correct.
Great. Okay.
Okay, here we go. सजना आ भी जा सजना आ ही जा नहीं लगता तेरे बिना दिल मेरा आए नहीं लगता तेरे बिना दिल मेरा सजना आ भी जा सजना आ ही जा
Wow, so nice, Shibani. It's just mesmerizing, when you sing, and I'm sure, it takes years of practice to do that kind of riyaz which you do on a daily
Thank you.
basis, probably to reach that kind of pitch. So amazing. It's really, really amazing. So
Thank
thank you
you.
so
Thank you.
much for doing this, and hope to see you soon whenever I'm in Bombay, and wishing you all the very best for your career and everything which lies ahead. So thank you once again and hope to see you real soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.